New videos every day.
Okay, it is Friday, June 27th in Austin, Texas, but I'm in my Hawaii luau shirt now. And I want to talk a little bit more about some wonderful things about young people. This time I want to bring it from my original book, The Wildest Colts Make the Best Horses, from which my website, wildestcolts.com, is named. I have a section in this little book called Remembrances as Keys to Parent Heaven. And just as my previous video was about remembering true nature, this is about remembrances as keys to parent heaven. The first one is to remember to relax. You know, it's that sense of urgency and pressure that interferes with our relational dynamic with other people and specifically with our children. The idea is to remember that you have all the time in the world and to relax. You know, I've been told, and I think it's probably fairly accurate, that 90% of punishment incidents happen under time pressure. All these pressures of the world and our busyness schedules and all that aren't very well suited to human natural time. And definitely as children reflect that back to us. So remember to relax. Second, remember the true nature of your child. I just went over that quite a bit in my previous video, but the inherent nature of children is that they're exceedingly intelligent, zestful, loving, and cooperative. Trust that. And when something else is showing up, there's some sort of distress or need that needs attention. Once that is addressed, that underlying nature will come forward again. That's the idea. Remember also, and remember well, our nature is we are completely connected with all of life. This is one of our great traumas, is the disconnect from life, that we are apart from nature, that we are apart from others. We have to be hurt for that to be installed. That's not the natural order of existence. We are connected with all of life. And it's important for us to allow children the experience of that. Fight with all your might the tendency to deprive your child of time outdoors, the tendency to surrender to indoor life and electronics and television and computers. Figure out a way to spend large amounts of time outside, in the water, in the woods, wherever, with your child. That's a great gift. It's also worthwhile remembering and considering the possibility that, as one of my teachers, Jackie Small, said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. Rather, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Whatever that language does for you, the important thing is to see yourself and your children with complete respect and awe, and not let things be reduced to anything less than that. Remember the importance of movement and physical activity. Children are born to move and be active, and all of us need to keep doing that. Maybe you've heard the saying, use it or lose it. You know, sedentary lifestyle leads to a loss of physical mobility and well-being. Children need to move and be physically active. Crucially important. School systems nowadays are getting rid of recess and stupid things like that. You as a parent and as one who cares for yourself needs to make sure that, and I'm not talking about, constant busyness with professional sports, and getting children in the soccer, That's fine if that's what they want to do. But I'm talking just about relaxed movement, physical activity, playfulness, unstructured. Figure out a way to do that. Martial arts is really good for kids who enjoy that. The trick is to find a teacher who's not into the competition and doesn't use discipline as a code word for punishment. There needs to be a playful aspect to the martial arts environment, especially for young children. Remember the importance of rhythm. Rhythm, routine, regularity. You don't want a stiff, rigid structure, but children need rhythm, routine, and regularity. Biggest impact you have on your child is not the things you do to them or for them in given situations. It's the basic structure, It's the basic environment that you've created, where you have bedtime routine and rhythm, where you have stories, where you have meals together, where you have an order and a regularity that creates a sense of well-being. Children need that. They need some guidance and stuff, but mostly in the form of just a wholesome environment in which they can then do their thing. Rhythm, routine, and regularity. Loving, conscious self-sacrifice determined according to the needs of our developing children is a necessary approach to guide and complement consistency and create a healthy rhythm for your child. He will feel safe, she will thrive. A little segue. Remember, the intention of biopsychiatry is to drug your child. Don't let that happen. I've actually got a chapter in my True Nature book called A 21st Century Manifesto for Parenting. It's also posted on my website at wildestcolts.com as an article. That would be a good one to go over as far as reminder of some of the things that is necessary to protect our children from in a highly, highly distressed society. Remember to never give up, never give up, never give up. I had a French videographer interviewing me once, and he always said, never surrender, never give up. Perhaps the most important thing you can ever do for a young person is to demonstrate again and again and again that you'll never give up on them. Good news, children don't need perfect parents. They need really good, imperfect parents who never give up. Remember to keep thinking. Mistakes are inevitable. Children have no need for perfect parents. Really good, imperfect parents who keep thinking and never give up. And lastly, for this little reminder video, which is the basic theme of my Wildest Colts work, remember to view your child through the eyes of delight. To see your child through the eyes of delight is the greatest gift in the world you can give your child and yourself. As with the feeling of urgency and pressure, viewing a child with anything other than delight really says more about you or me than it does the child. Children do experience distress. They do act it out. That just means they need good attention and some support while they work something out. They are still inherently delightful. Our responses of shame and judgment are not about the child. You've got to turn that finger back and free that up inside of yourself. Remember not to trust the thinking of anyone who sees your child through anything other than the eyes of delight. Don't trust the professionals, don't trust the educators, don't trust your grandma, don't trust your sister, anybody who is not in a place of being delighted to have a relationship with your child. There really are no bad children. Your child is completely good and delightful. We all need help at times, but that's a good reference point or guidepost, is if you're not living way predominantly in a place of being delighted with your young person, then that's an indicator to do something about it. And maybe that's getting help. Be careful who you get help from. Largely it means freeing that up inside of yourself so that you can be delighted with your child, and then things will unfold in a beautiful way. Thanks for listening. I'll tell you real quick, I had a hard time being delighted with my son Eric when he was little, because he was angry and powerful and I was kind of shut down, and I had to really work that up inside of myself to get comfortable with anger and power and to hang in there with him. He's 21 now, just graduated from college. I'm delighted with him. See yourself and your child through the eyes of delight. Thank you.
For more great videos like this one, check out the Psychetruth channel on YouTube.